Before we begin, please make sure to read the description, tutorials, or guides in anyone's video, including mine, and along, pinned comments for future edits or information that may not be shown or talked about in this video. I do this on one go with no edits, so bear with me. Sometimes I do go blank. The first thing you want to do if you want to play co-op modded Elden Ring with your friends, this is going to be for vanilla, seamless, and also for mod. I'm going to be using Graceborne as my example, since that's usually the guides I do for. I have the steps written here if you want to do that from here. If you're coming from Graceborne, that is. All the steps are here, and we're just going to be following along. I'm just helping you visually. The first thing you want to do is go to Nexus mod, type in, seamless under Elden Ring. You're going to go to files and installed seamless. That's the first step, pretty much done. Second step, after you extract it, you should be getting these two things right here: seamless co-op folder and a launcher. Ignore everything above it. That's just my other stuff for another video. Make sure, again, if you can't extract it, you need WinWord, if that's how you pronounce that, or you need 7-zip. That's how you can actually extract folders if you're new to the PC world. What you're gonna do is gonna right click on launcher and you're gonna click on copy. I already did this, but I'm gonna do it for you guys. And the next step, it says basically, well, not the next step, but in the same step, it says to put in your game folder. So we're gonna go to Steam, if that's where you have your game, unless you're cracked. And you're gonna right click Elden Ring and manage and browse local files. This will open up where your game is installed. You're gonna click on the game folder so you can get inside where your Elden Ring is actually in, which is highlighted right here. And this is where you're gonna paste your launcher. So you're just gonna paste it right here. Okay. Not gonna completely close that yet. Actually, I think you can close that folder actually. The next step is you're gonna copy the local, the DLL, and the settings for seamless and place them directly into the Graceborne folder. Again, if you're using a different mod, I think you just have to put it wherever your mod engine 2 is, or like where your config stuff is at and all that. If you have cracked, I believe you just put everything inside your game files. So basically game files, we're talking about this, where your game is installed. You just put everything in here. That's how that works. So, for example, since we're using Graceborne, so we're gonna go back to seamless, basically where you have your stuff at. You're gonna open the seamless co-op folder. You're gonna copy the last 3 things. You're gonna click on copy. Then you're gonna go wherever you want to put it at, whether your mod engine is, and this is what I mean, or your config if you're on a different mod, but we're using Graceborne. Again, ignore everything else that's down here. That's for another video. And we're just gonna paste it. So I already did that, so I'm gonna just highlight so you know this is what it would look like after you paste it. Okay. Moving on. Now after this, the next step is you're going to open your config, which should be around where your mod engine to. And for us, Graceborne is going to be in a Graceborne folder. Or if you're on cracked, it's going to be inside your game files. And you're going to pretty much add this right here into the path of your config. So we're going to go back to Graceborne or wherever you have your stuff at. We're going to click and find the config _ Elden Ring. And we're going to double click that. If for any reason it doesn't open as a notepad, just right click and open as a notepad. I already edited this. But like I said, I also posted my stuff in Graceborne. And I'll also put it in the description or in the comments so you can actually see what I mean. But basically what you want to do at the end of whatever path you already edited for whatever mod you're using, or if you're using vanilla, then pretty much you're just gonna have just this here. But this is all you're doing. You gotta make sure at the end of your path, if you're on Graceborne, most likely you guys are, you're gonna add a comma quotation mark ERSC.dll quotation mark, and then make sure at the end of that is the parentheses. You're gonna put this last, basically. So all you're adding is the comma and that. Hopefully that's clear enough. Also, before you exit that up, make sure you save that. Make sure you hit save. It stays. And then the next setting, which is usually the last one, you're gonna go to your seamless co-op stuff. So basically, you're gonna go to your wherever your mod engine is. For us, it's gonna be Graceborne, and we're gonna find the ERSC settings. Just gonna touch that, double click it, and it will open this big notepad. We're gonna scroll down till we see save or session password and co-op password. For me, I just put Sheik for me and my friend. It would be whatever password you want. This usually becomes empty unless you get it for someone else or something else. It will say a password, you just replace it. And then after you type in your password that you and your friends or your communities are playing with, you're gonna hit on save. Got it, got it, got it. Then the last step is pretty much you're just gonna launch the game using launchmod.bat if you're using seamless with other mods. So it could be Graceborne, it could be anything else that's out there. Now, if you're playing seamless without any mods, so you're playing vanilla, you're just gonna go to your game files where Elden Ring is installed right here. And instead of clicking launch mod, because you're not playing with any other mods, so you don't have mod engine, you're gonna just click on the launcher. And it should work that way. Hope that makes sense. Remember, launcher is only for vanilla. If you're playing with mods, you gotta go find where your mod engine stuff is and click on launch mod Elden Ring bat. There is issues that people have with launch mod bat not loading up properly, whatever. But that's a whole different video and a whole different discussion in the comment section or description or whatever the case is. So once this is how you know it works actually. So when you double click it, the game would boot up. Just give me a second, I will put the game on my monitor. And then we'll switch back. Okay. So you get the menu, but this is what you're gonna look for. Welcome to Seamless Co-op mod for Elden Ring. Once you have this, you're done. You could also tell from the bottom, it will say on the bottom right, I'm not sure if it shows it, but it will say on the bottom right, Elden Ring Seamless Co-op versions and your app version and your calibration versions. And that's pretty much it. If you're playing on Cracked for your own reason and you want to play with your friends on Seamless, it's a little bit different. You had to download Online Fix Me. I can make a tutorial for that if anyone is really playing on Cracked. That's usually why I had this. But even if, because I'm not on Cracked, but even if you have a friend that you want to play with, but they have the legit copy of Steam like I do, they will have to do the same step that you're doing. So this is why I have mine. I could do a whole tutorial for those people that are curious on that, just in case you have a friend or you are the one that's on Cracked, just to play together, because I don't think it works straight out the box with Cracked versions. Yeah, that's about it. Enjoy. Remember, read everything, take your time, ask questions.